Hi, we are Chorestore. I'm Lily.
I'm Caroline.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Mike.
Chorestore is a website that motivates your kids to do chores through competition and rewards. My first question for you is, do your kids do chores? I want you guys to raise your hands if your kids do or did chores on a regular basis. Okay. If they did, then good. If they didn't, then we have some bad news for you. We looked into studies done by Harvard University and the University of Minnesota that said that kids were more successful in life who started chores at a younger age. They were more successful in their careers and personal relationships. While this information is clearly informative, there's a disconnect. We also looked into a study done by Whirlpool, which is an appliance manufacturer, who surveyed 1,000 parents. This survey said that 82% of the parents surveyed did chores regularly while growing up, but only 28% of these same parents assign their kids chores nowadays. This leads us to our problems. Kids don't know how to do chores, and kids don't have any motivators to do their chores. So while discovering this problem, we came to our solution, which is Chorestore. So Chorestore is an interactive, easy website to navigate, and there are 2 pages. So up on top, you can see the parent page where the parents would log in and see, and then on bottom is the kid page where the kids would log in and see. So when the parents log in, they have the option to pick whichever kid they want to assign chores or mark that they have done their chores, and then they can click those boxes, the white boxes, when the kids have completed the chores, or they can click a chore from the add chores list to approve to add another chore to their chore list. And then the kids page, when the kids sign in, they can see the chores that their parents have assigned, and when they've completed that chore, they can also click the white box, and when they click the white box, they click done chore, and then their parents can go back into their parent page and approve that they've done this chore so that they can receive their points. And then the question marks next to the chores assigned is our videos which teach kids how to do chores, assessing our other problem that we have. And then lastly, the kids and parents can also see the chore leaderboard, which is where the competition piece comes in. So parents and kids are able to see how they're doing against their peers or other siblings.
So for our competitors, we have a good amount, as you can see, but our main one is Chore Monster. And we had friends that tried that, and we have as well, and we found out that their biggest problem is that it doesn't motivate kids because, as you can see, the prizes for them are really bad. So that's not. And what sets us apart is we have the how-to videos, and we also have the competition with the leaderboard, and lastly, our website is easy to use.
All right, revenue. We have a $2.99 a month subscription service that is a 12-month contract, and we predict amongst our customers to have a 66% renewal rate. In year 1, we plan on generating $14,000 worth of revenue. Then in year 3, $169,000. Then in year 5, $461,000. How will we generate this revenue? In year 1, we will solely be targeting Lake and Cook County. Then year 2, the Chicagoland area. And then year 3, the Midwest. And then by year 5, year 3 by the state of Illinois. Year 4, the Midwest. And then year 5, the entire U.S. Our gross profit for year 1 would be $14,000. Then year 3, $163,000, and then year 5, $446,000. Our net income to net loss would be $5,000 for year 1, $69,000 for year 3, and then $165,000 for year 5. Our SG&A costs for year 1 would be $5,000, then year 3, $56,000, and year 5, $192,000. And what our cost will go into would be technology. We have technology as 22% of our revenue since we are a majorly technology-based company, and that would go into costs such as our domain name, website maintenance, and website hosting. And then marketing, our main forms of marketing would be through trade shows, flyers, and PTO meetings. We chose PTO meetings since there's a large population of parents in those organizations. And then starting year 2, we will take in salaries, and then we will use PayPal for our transactions for its security. And For this, PayPal will take 3% of and then since we are a technology-based company, we do not plan on having any cost of goods sold.
So we have two parts to our MVP. The first part is the landing page, and we made the landing page to get a list of emails of potential customers that we could contact down the road. The landing page we had created by someone in the school for free, and we spent $157 on Facebook ads to drive our potential customers to our landing page. The second part of our MVP was our concierge. This went really well. So what we did was we made a Google form, and each night parents would go on and they would submit the chores that their kids did that day, and it would last for a 2-week span. Every couple of days we would put an update on Facebook of the leaderboard where kids currently stand. And the first concierge, we had 7 kids complete 226 chores in 2 weeks, and the winner got $25. And the second concierge was 9 kids in 2 weeks, and they completed 281 chores. But for that, we had first place prize $30, second place prize $20, and then third place prize $10. So Facebook was not very effective. We had 77 clicks, but the conversion rate was low, so we stopped running ads because we didn't want to waste any more money on that. But the concierge went really well. We had over 500 chores done in a total of 4 weeks, and all the parents said they would do it again. 80% of the kids asked to do more chores, and some feedback we got was one parent said their kid was at the bottom of the leaderboard and they wanted a way for them to still be motivated if they're not at the top. And some other things, another parent continued the game for another week because they liked it so much after the concierge was over. So we changed a few things. We added Chore Check with it, which is an allowance-based competitor, which is kind of different from ours. We added that you can create your own group so that if the competition could be similar between your friends. We added trade shows, PTO, and elementary schools to our customer relationships. And we had a 3-year-old do a good amount of chores in our second concierge, so we lowered the age range, and we added a few more customer segments of families we're targeting.
So we are asking for $16,000, and most of this is startup costs. Our website development is around $13,000. The legal fees is about $1,250, and marketing is around $1,000. And our maximum cumulative losses is around $200, and the liquidity cushion is around $1,000. And in exchange for the $16,000, we are offering 10.8% equity, and our post-money valuation is around $150,000, and our money multiple is 3.5, and lastly, our initial rate of return is 53.7%. So for our exit strategy, we are planning on selling Chorestore to a direct competitor in year 3.
We know you want your kids to be in the 28% of people who will be more successful later in life, and we want that for your kids too. With Chorestore, we're giving you an easy way to do that and to put your kids on a good path to success. Thank you, we are Chorestore.
What is it about the strategy, walk me through the strategy of rolling this out nationally, given that it's a website? And what is it about the marketing approach that requires you to take this step by step, first Lake and Cook County, then Chicago, then given that it's a website?
Well, at first we're just going to be putting, for flyers, it's just going to be like locally, and then we're going to expand. But right now, like contacting local schools like Lyons Elementary School or Rose, and then we could grow and talk to more PTOs and more schools throughout the country.
So it's more about your marketing strategy is to focus on those.
Could use the website because it is online, and that's just where our marketing focus is.
We're targeting.
No, go ahead. That's what I was going to ask more, to expand on the marketing plan, because I was curious about the same thing.
Yeah, so we will be targeting local PTOs and organizations, like you said, lines. And then as we expand, we'll be targeting the more broad whole organization versus specific location.
So did you guys do your customer segment personas as to because to your buyer, which is the parents. So how did you determine that it was best to market to them personally, face to face, rather than online with their personas?
Well, one thing is we tried using Facebook to get people to our landing page, and that didn't really have the desired effect we were looking for. And when we started, we figured that it's best to try to sell face to face.
And when we did go like to the library and talk to parents, almost all of them were like willing to be a part of it because they like, understood.
I think the point is it'll be interesting to see if geographically growing this business is the way it'll really happen. I would imagine word of mouth, and you'll certainly would take on a customer if they were in Denver, right? There's nothing, you don't have to cluster teams together, or do you, to have good competition?
Our last concierge winner actually like lives in Kentucky, so we have to
Okay.
be able to check out there.
Perfect. The economics, $299 per month, 66% monthly renewal. What did you do in the MVP to validate that that's the price that people will pay? Did people pay that during the MVP?
2 people said they would pay around $10, but then Chorestore is a free to use, so we lowered our prices to have it in like competition with it.
And we did customer interviews, and we had originally tiered pricing, and so what we asked, and they all went towards the $299, and the 66% renewal rate is because 66% of the parents who we conducted in our concierge said they would continue with this service.
And did you charge them during that?
No.
Okay. Did they know they would continue if it was $299?
Yes.
And how many different households did you have in your MVP?
Around 6 or 7.
Okay, so 4 of them said yes and 2 of them said no, as far as the continuation?
How did you acquire the households to participate in the concierge? Only through Facebook or through personal contact?
It was all through word of mouth, so it was all like personal contact.
What a lot of products like this try to do is build up a user base and in essence give it away. And they begin to monetize it 2 ways once they have a user base. One, through advertising, because they build thousands of users and an advertiser will pay them to have a little banner on the website. Or they have a free version, and then you can upgrade to a premium. So it's called a premium. Premium, I guess, is the right way to term it. Did you guys explore any of that? Are one of you aware of those 2 other
think our
revenue models?
DMC, we have advertisements under our revenue stream. Like have advertisements on like some part of our website.
The only other question I had for you guys was the cost for development seemed extraordinarily low for a startup technology company, especially for a custom website. So I don't know if you had, what kind of resources you had to do estimating for that, or if you talked to anybody about those costs.
Yeah, we did research, and for the functionality of our website, for functionality of our website, it'd be around that price because we don't have any like GPS aspects or anything like that. So, and we that's for like.
Sure.
Our,
Yeah, that would complicate it.
yeah.
So you feel the website's simple enough in the beginning
Yeah.
that the cost could be done by that? Just curious, what was the feedback from the parents during your MVP in terms of, is this, I mean, I get the 4 would continue to withdraw. Was this a pain? I just know, as a parent, keeping track of my kids doing their chores hit me over the head.
Well, they all were willing to go on and add their chores every night, but like one parent said, like going back to the email and finding a link to go back to the Google form was kind of difficult for them.
But I think with the real website, that wouldn't be a problem because you just go to the website.
In a way, I'd love, if you were to choose to continue this, there to be some sort of household reward that the parents want to earn too.
Yeah, we
Like-
have customized.
Okay, so great, so like a dinner out for the whole family, because moms would be up for that.
I think you proved out a very interesting theory, though, that kids will get motivated by money to do chores,
Yeah.
which is the whole essence of this.
Yeah, and I like that concept. I just wonder if you don't pocket that within the kind of a community, how many people get to actually participate in the money?
Gamification is huge.
I mean,
You know,
it's
you don't
national,
have to be, you don't have to be in your local neighborhood to gamify it.
Well,
And it's like,
but if there's only one first, second, and third place,
Yeah.
Oh,
there-
you're talking
yeah,
about
if you have
gotcha.
10,000
Right,
people,
right, right,
and only
right.
get 3 people get to participate in that, if you could shrink that into.
There's only one
Yeah,
lottery
most of
winner,
the-
a lot of people play that.
It is.
The leaderboard, as we said, is like mostly based around like peers and like siblings. So you could like customize it to compete just with your siblings, or customize it to compete with like people at your school.
So you could.
So it would be.
So
like,
someone you know is gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's
So I
bragging
think that
rights.
makes
The
it,
bragging
like,
rights is
more
a big
fun.
deal, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I won, so.
Will the website be optimized for mobile? And do you guys know what that means?
Yeah, we predict it will be user and mobile friendly for the website.
Okay, and that's all within the $12,000. If somebody's logging in on their phone, it'll have a different look and feel, and it'll be easy to navigate. Okay. I think that's really important, particularly for parents, and I would imagine mostly moms assigning the chores to be able to kind of do it on the run as opposed to doing it back at their
Right, good on that.
laptop or desktop or whatever else they're using.
What was the feedback from the people that said no?
One parent that said no, they said that she already expects her kids to do a lot of chores, and she
Because I told you.
doesn't think that
yeah.
with a prize that they should have to make the prize for the chores.
Going into the MVP, were you going to always give away money as the prize, or were there other?
We just thought that money would be like the easiest way, considering like money is what we got to run our MVP. Except
Did you
that,
actually award a kid
yes,
money? And how does that go? Happy was he?
that was me. Yeah, we're sending out our other check to the other
So
parent.
you're sending a check to a 4-year-old?
Well, the check, it goes to the parent, except for the
Okay.
parent. I mean, I would assume the parent gives the money to the child.
But did you learn something that, okay, we thought we were going to give away a gift, instead we gave away money. Were you surprised that, hey, maybe money was the motivator as opposed to a gift? Or are
we
you
did a
set on
survey.
giving money going forward?
We did a survey at the beginning of the year that like was sent out to kids that asked like what they would want in exchange for chores, and most of them did say money. Except the rewards on the regular website will be like customizable by the parents.
Okay.
I really liked how, I can't remember the last time I saw a VMC in a presentation, and I really liked how you tied that in and
That was
showed
excellent.
kind of how you adjusted or
I don't think I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was.
added, that is kind of the point of the MVP, to circle back on that, so good job.
Love
I
that.
like
The entire presentation was really good. All your numbers matched out. It was easy to follow. It was very good.
In particular, I really appreciated that one, executed your MVP and made adjustments, made choices. So thank you.
Okay, last question. How many users do you need to have in order to make this work? And what confidence can you give us as investors that you can build the scale that you need to have in order to have some real momentum here?
I mean, in my opinion, I think like what we did for our concierge worked. So I think like just like a minimum of seven kids would be fine, and then I think from there expand, because most of the parents did say they liked it, so then they probably be able to tell their friends, and then their friends would come and do it. So I don't think we have to start with a huge customer base.
I'd say the hard part would be marketing, because most of the parents do like sign up and try it, and it'll
Well, if we're gonna invest $16,000, you need
We need more than 7.
you need a lot more than 7.
Yeah.
I mean, so,
You need
and
to
we're
be
gonna
profitable at some point.
be, yeah, so, I mean.
Well, that's just like what I'm saying from my opinion, like where I think it would start to like work.
Where do you need to be in
Like I just
24
think for it to be
months?
functional.
How many
24
users?
months is different.
Yeah. How many users should 60,000 get is the question.
I think we had like 5,000.
Oh, 5,000 users paying $3 a month, $15,000 of revenue every month,
What?
66% renewing. And these are the things that maybe as you think about getting a little bit of feedback around how we're going to build the users and a little bit more education for us on how you're going to do that and how big it needs to get at a certain point.
Good job.